sip the chalice, no Similac. Got PG on my iliac. By the way, I'm the illest stacked. I've been spilling raps and spitting facts, and I had to put on my villain mask.
First question, who is Armani Jordan?
Alright, Armani Jordan, you know what I'm saying, multifaceted, expressive artist, storyteller, visual creator, lyrical phenomenon, born in DC, raised in PG, Capitol Heights, Maryland, Pleasant, Maryland, right outside of Northeast DC. Who is Armani Jordan to you? It's a good question.
Good news, I'ma be okay. Wrist slick like Saddam Hussein. I went to prom with a damn AK. Whole flow like the God who saves. Make a fuck nigga walk by faith.
What is officially frustrating?
I am officially frustrated. It's basically my brainchild. I think the first iteration of it was just like a mantra. It was like something I decided. And the first time I ever was officially frustrated, I was working at McDonald's. I woke up one morning just mad. Not at the world, but not at myself, just angry, just frustrated, and was like, there's no way for me to get to where I want to get doing the things that I'm gonna do. And insanity is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So I was like, in order for you to make any changes about yourself or the world around you, you have to be frustrated. You have to be tired of getting the same results. So you're gonna stop doing the same thing. So I was working at McDonald's and I'm like, I'm gonna quit that shit. And I quit that shit a few days later. Yeah, officially frustrated is like, it is very rebellious, it's very anti-establishment, it's very much so, not fuck the world, but fuck the people controlling the world. If we're tired of living the way that we are, what are we gonna do, you know what I'm saying, to actually change that? So I think the first thing I did was like, I was on some very much so like some modern art shit. I was on some like, let's spray paint up mad shit. Let me put out my message. And then I think COVID happened, some shit, I got really sick. And it went from like a podcast to a magazine to a clothing line to music to a group to it manifested itself in all these different mediums of art, film as well, that I wanted to do. And at the end of the day, I pretty much just realized like officially frustrated isn't a group. It's not a brand. It's me. I'm officially frustrated. I'm Mr. Frustrated. The meaning of it has changed as I've changed, but that's me. That's my alias. I am officially frustrated.
I've been making bands like Punk, the Ashton Kutcher show. Built this shit up brick by brick. Benny the Butcher flow.
How would you describe your creative journey as a whole so far?
I feel like I got limitless potential, man. I feel like the sky is not the limit, actually. I can take this as far as I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? There's no limits to that. There's no bounds to that. So, you know, when I first started creating, I just wanted to be like creating as like a young adult or a teenager. I just wanted to be a graphic designer because like I had a lot of message and a lot of intention with what I was creating. But at the same time, like I was like shy. Like I didn't want to speak to people. I didn't really want to, you know, somebody like tricked me into like going on stage during like a theater audition. They like volunteered me. And then they called my name and I was like, oh my God. And I went up there and that's when I realized like I actually do have like, you know, I have stage presence, I have all these different things. I can be confident on stage. And from there it was rap. And I became like the lead in all my school plays and stuff. And I took that and started rapping very seriously. So like for me, it's like I didn't think that I could do much more than create a graphic. I didn't think I could do much more than making something like this. But now this is a representation of myself on stage. I think the whole moral of my whole personal and creative journey is like, you can do it and you can do more and you can be better and you can do better. I know where I started from, like super scared, super shy, super timid. And now most people think I'm the boldest person they know. You get what I'm saying? The person who really does not give a fuck what nobody thinks. I used to care so much about what people thought. I genuinely don't give a fuck. Over time you transform, over time you change, over time you grow and develop, and for the most part it's just you going forward, you know what I'm saying? And if you do take a misstep, you do make a mistake, you know what I'm saying, you can fix that too. And there's nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, being wrong in public or like other people seeing your faults and your mistakes. That's being human. You can do it.
So much wrong in the DMV. This niggas already know who can rap the most off beat. I gave a bitch a quarter war like I'm the new Jay-Z. I turn niggas in the dog, bitch, I'm the new Dave Free, my nigga.
What impact would you like to leave on the world?
My biggest thing is probably just trying to humanize humans. I think that like a lot of times when I hear people speak about other people in like a judgmental tone or like talk about something like this is the craziest thing ever, like more often than not, like I pretty much just be like I'll just use my own human experience. Like if I'm somebody that people view as human, I'm somebody that people empathize or sympathize with, I'll try to extend that to other people. and be like, well, this person isn't so out there. This person is so crazy because, man, look, you know what I done been through, or you know that what I done said, what I done did. That is not me trying to apologize for like this. That's like, this don't apply to like people who are like abusing other people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm more so talking about like things that people are usually like ashamed of, like when it comes to like either being broke, you know what I'm saying, being down bad, your mental health, your financial health, you know what I'm saying, like all spectrums of the human experience. So it's like a lot of people only want to represent the good parts of humanity. People like, you know, they want to be remembered as this rich person. They want to be remembered as this person who had all these things. I just want to be remembered as a human being. So like when I die, if I was broke when I died, if I was sick, if I was fucked up, if I was tripping, keep that in my story, because you shouldn't alter history so that we remember a more polished version of a person. I would rather just be. You know what I'm saying? That'll help us accept the fact that like we're not always gonna be up. We're not always gonna be rich. We're not always gonna be healthy. We're not always gonna be in our right frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like my biggest thing is just I'm trying to humanize all parts of the human experience so that the people that are struggling, you still view them as human. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're able to pick themselves back up or not. You know what I'm saying? I've been down bad before, not in life like, oh, I was like a loser. No, saying like I was struggling. I had things happening to me and went through things that were terrible, and I fought my way out of it. But even if I didn't, I'm still a human being, and you shouldn't value me any less. So I guess my biggest thing is I'll tell you about all these different things I experienced and all the things I struggle with, so that other people that are struggling with it, you humanize them. You don't view them as any less than a person who isn't struggling with those same things.
And internally hurt me when I heard my father was murdered. Told me that life is short and I knew I wasn't immortal. Know these scars are eternal. Know my path is marked by niggas who made they mark off, trying their best to hurt you.
What do you think will be the thing that ultimately sets you apart from your peers?
I think that I've had a very unique life experience, and I think that my perspective challenges most things around me. Where other people, you know, may color inside the lines, I find the beauty in coloring outside of them. And I think that ultimately I create to make change. If I created to entertain and keep things the same, you know what I'm saying, like I would be a different type of artist, versus like what I do is created with the intention of provoking a thought that makes a change within an individual. So with that being said, I think that most people create for people to go, oh, I really like his music. You know what I'm saying? I think that most people create with the intention of entertaining, which I like to entertain. I like to be dramatic. I like to, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. But ultimately, like, I might create something that is like drastically different than what is being created in the same space as me. Not because I just want to stand out just to stand out, because I genuinely might disagree with where art and music is at, or really where society is at. The art is really a tool to change society. So if I disagree with what society is doing, how people are thinking, you know, and I'm going against the current, I'm going against the wave, I'm going against the tide because I want to change the direction. There's no way that I won't stand out, but it's not something I need to try to do. You know, I'll stand out because my intentions are different than other artists. Simple as that. Like a lot of artists, they may present art that didn't come from them. They may present art that is just, you know, maybe they just need a pat on the back. Maybe, you know, people didn't give them enough attention in high school and they're making art to get attention, but that's not my problem, and that's not what I'm making it for. So the fact that like I sat down, had an intention, and wanted a very specific, you know, not even reaction, but I wanted a very specific outcome with one, like once the art is in the world, I wanted it to do this thing in the world, and it has nothing to do with like the typical shit that people want from their art. That it'll make me stand out because I'm trying to do something very different than what other people are trying to do.
Bonus question for this interview. If you theoretically had a relationship with an OnlyFans girl, what would her name be?
So please stop reporting what that girl doing on OnlyFans. I seen it in real life before it ever hit your Instagram.
Bro, I don't ever want to do nobody's interview no more if it's not DyloPillow, bruh, cause what?